Hey, Johnny,
Hey, hey,
how are you today?
good.
So, how's the day so far?
Just the casual stuff, work and kids and stuff.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Johnny, on Jan 7th, you released your debut album with the magic of Windfire. So, can you tell me a bit about the songwriting and production behind this new album?
Basically, it's just been this gradual process since we founded the band roughly two or I don't know. No, it's been long, way longer, 4 years ago or something. We've just been steadily working up the song catalog, and at some point we thought maybe it was a good idea to maybe just record these songs and create an album. And so yeah, it was just something that gradually happened, and it took us roughly 2 years to record the album because because we were just playing live gigs, and it was never like in the forefront of the stuff that we were gonna do. So then when COVID hit us, we basically couldn't gig anymore, and then we had the only thing we basically could do was either rehearse or record. So it's at that point it finally kind of came together and the album was formed.
Wonderful, wonderful. And was there any particular concept that was put behind this album?
No, not really. It's kind of like power metal tends to be. It's usually these high fantasy stuff, big wars and dragons and magic and great weapons and stuff like that. So it kind of, most of the lyrics basically revolve around stuff like that. Some wizard in some evil castle doing some stuff, or a dragon doing something, or finishing a mighty quest, or all these basic stuff. So basically our text usually just revolve around some sort of a concept that introduces one of those components.
Wonderful, wonderful. And talking about the cover art, is really fascinating to have this fairy tale kind of thing put into the theme behind it. So, how did you come up with the idea of this theme? And can you tell me a bit about it?
Basically, like when we started to do the artwork for the album, we Atli went out and was kind of trying to find an artist that was drawing these kinds of in sort of this style that kind of looks like this this fantasy style. Maybe kind of reminds you of D&D artwork, or something like that. And then they kind of went back and forth a bit about how what they wanted in the album cover. And the original idea was that we were going to have ourselves in the photo, but as the kind of the image progressed, we kind of figured out that that wasn't such a good idea. So we ended up just having all the characters face away, so you kind of can't see. But actually, if you look really closely at the guy on the horse, you can actually see Atlas' face on him. So, and you can, like, if you know how I look, you can actually spot my hair on one of the characters, and yeah, so it kind of, so we are in the picture, but technically not.
Good, good, yeah. And talking about the album, it's 9 amazing tracks that you guys have crafted together. Great musical progression, powerful vocals, powerful music, amazing work in this album. So, as a band, how do you feel about the outcome?
Really good, actually. We kind of got a bit blown away when we heard the songs when they had been like roughly mixed, because when you're listening to them when we were recording them, you kind of don't get the full potential, like how the songs are and what they sounded like when we were recording them. And we had like the general idea of how we wanted the guitar sound to be, but when like the mixing progress, I wasn't I participated very little in the mixing process itself. So I basically just heard the final outcome of the songs mostly. So it was actually quite a shock to see and hear how it actually sounded when it had all been put together, which was pleasantly surprising.
Amazing, amazing. And how is the touring plans coming out for you?
It's a bit slowly because the pandemic is still going on, and it's mostly over, kind of overish in like Western Europe. Yeah. But it's blowing a bit up in Eastern Europe at the moment. So it's going really slowly, and we think we're mostly looking at the 2023 for some some concerts abroad, but we're doing a lot of stuff just in Iceland this summer. Mm-hmm. And I think some maybe something in Europe, but we don't know yet, because it's kind of hard to tell what's gonna happen. It's like, are we gonna get a huge blowback and everything's gonna go back to lockdowns, and then we have potential World War III going down. So
yeah,
so it's an uncertain situation that we have right now.
And can you tell me how you guys got together and formed Power Paladin?
Oh, we've known each other for like years and years. I've played with Ingi and Atli and Krilli in multiple bands before. So I think I've known Krilli. I've like first met Krilli when he was like 7 years old or something. Mm-hmm. And I played with Atli in a band for I don't know how many years we played. It was like a glam cover rock band, and me and Ingi have done some stuff. I've known Kalle, the drummer, for years, because we used to be in the same rehearsal space. So this is basically just friends that I've known for quite a bit. I think the only one I didn't know that well was Bjarni, but yeah, he fit perfectly into the band, so it wasn't much of an issue.
Wonderful, wonderful. And what will be some of the next plans for the band?
Hopefully just being able to play something on some venues, because we're releasing like all lockdown restrictions just tomorrow, I think. So I think the concert scene is just booming with opportunities right now, and we have some concerts just starting to line up here at home. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just playing concerts and rehearsing and doing some sort of that stuff, I think. Yeah, the children going amok. I think that's basically just trying to line up some concerts and see what happens, I think.
Sounds good. And how has the support been for you guys in Iceland, and how is the reach on a global scale?
It's been really nice back home. It's been kind of weird because we haven't had the chance to do any follow-up on the album. I think the last show we played was like 17th of December or something. So it's but like the reception has been really good. But it's kind of hard to articulate or kind of really get a feel for, because we haven't had the chance to play. So but suddenly now we're getting emails and requests to play this and this and this. So, and then I think the biggest surprise is like how well it did abroad. I think we're in the 76th place in Germany, like in record sales, like across all genres. And we went in first place in Japan in the heavy metal genre there on Amazon and in some charts. And so it's kind of hard to follow, because you're just in your bubble someplace far away, and they're just a bunch of people who are doing all the work, and we have no idea what's going on actually. But so yeah, it's kind of it might be like way bigger than we like than we ever know. But so we're just basically taking it slow. Not we don't have that any high expectations of anything like going supernova or anything like that. It's just like what's gonna happen will just happen, and we're fine with that.
Wonderful, wonderful. And how is the musical direction is going to be for the band in the coming days? Do you want to be doing more experimentation to the band, or will be following the same trend that Power Paladin is to be?
I think we'll probably, I would assume that we're gonna follow the same trend we've been doing. We are like we're not with the Magic of Windfire still. What was kind of the worst? Like we did like these like fast like basic power metal, some symphonic orchestrations, and then kind of more like just heavy metal or new wave of British heavy metal stuff. Yeah. So it was kind of all over the place, and I think we're just gonna go with that. Yeah, we're just gonna compose songs, and if we like them, we're gonna use them, and if we don't, then we're just not gonna use them. So I don't think we're gonna like go into a certain mold and not deviate from it. I think that's not like a good way to go. Just if it's a good song, it's just a good song.
Yeah. Amazing. And what would be the big dreams for the band?
I don't know. Kind of like going into this, we never had any expectations. Like I've been in so many bands before, and it's never been about like going big or conquering the world or anything like that. So like when this happened, it was just like a really big surprise, because it was definitely not the thing we were trying to do. It was just it was just something that kind of happened. People liked the album, and we had a friend of ours who said like, hey, I like this album, can I pitch it to some people that I know? And he's like this Wacken metal battle promoter in Iceland, who we just know personally from doing stuff in the music scene, and he sent the album to Marcus, who was founding this new label, and he got in contact with us, and we're gonna have a meeting and just talk about stuff like what we wanted to do, and it was always like really low key, and then it kind of just blew out of proportion. Like also when we realized like who are behind this label, we thought it was just some guy, and it was like, oh no, he's been at Nuclear Blast. It's like these guys are huge. So yeah, it was like way bigger than we kind of ever realized. So yeah, it was like everything has exceeded our expectations just by miles. So we've never been disappointed with what's happening, because we don't have high expectations of what's going to happen. So everything above that is just a pleasant surprise.
Sounds good. And I know a lot of songwriters come to Iceland to get a lot of inspiration to write songs. And for you, how do you get inspiration in writing songs?
I think because it's our natural habitat in a way. We go elsewhere to draw inspiration, like forests and dragons and stuff is really far away from our natural habitat. And we have had people say it's like, hey, you need to sing in Icelandic and do stuff about elves and trolls, to be unique and stuff. And it was like, no, thank you. Like we're not just gonna do what we want to do, and I think if you kind of push yourself to trying to be unique and not just have fun with it and do what you want to do, I think it's definitely kind of the music is gonna suffer for it. So I think it's just do your stuff, and if people like it, power to you. But if they don't like it, it doesn't matter, because you're getting the fun of making it. So you're not gonna yeah, it's not your loss if you're doing stuff that you like doing.
Sounds good. And the debut album has become a huge success around the world. So how do you feel about the success that you have come across the first debut album itself?
I think it's probably just going to be hard to follow up, like, because like we are a completely unknown band, people haven't heard of us before, and it's gonna, like, if we release another album, the expectations are probably going to be really high for it. So it's going to be hard to follow. But I don't know, I think we just kind of don't think about it that much. We have a lot to do, like, here back home, just to keep us occupied. Work and kids and other hobbies and just mucking around. So I think, and plus we haven't gone abroad touring or anything, played any big venues. So I think the kind of realization or shock about like how the reception is, it hasn't struck us yet. So if you ask me in 2023, I might have a completely different answer to the question. So we'll just have to see, I think.
Wonderful, wonderful. And finally, what would be the message that you want to give to the fans around the world and people who are new to Power Paladin?
Just give the album a spin. If you like it, hey, you found a nice album that you like to listen to. And if you don't like it, just listen to something else. It doesn't matter. You don't have to like us. And just have fun.
Amazing, wonderful, wonderful. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity today to have this interview with you. It's a real pleasure to meet you here today. And thanks for putting up an amazing album this year. And looking forward for more music and hope to see you on the road soon, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Take care of yourself.
Bye-bye.
Bye.